Hello guys, and welcome back to the series of videos of the nutrient description. Today we're going to focus on carbohydrates, and we're going to view what are carbohydrates, what are not carbohydrates, the classification of carbohydrates, the metabolism, the absorption, and the digestion of them. So let's begin. So carbohydrates, they are macronutrients. They give us energy. Their main function of do you remember the three functions of nutrients? They were energy, plastic, and regulatory function. So carbohydrates give us energy, and they give us 4 kilocalories per gram of carbohydrate. The classification of carbohydrates is this one. We have sugars, polysaccharides, and undigestible carbs. Sugars are fructose, sucrose, glucose, maltose, galactose, and lactose. So basically we have fructose, glucose, and galactose, and then from fructose and glucose we get sucrose, from glucose and glucose we get maltose, and then from glucose and galactose we get lactose. Then we have polysaccharides, which is starches and dextrins and glycogen. So glycogen is the storage of glucose. We talked about that in the last video. We store glucose as glycogen. Undigestible carbs, oligosaccharides. The oligosaccharides, we have two types: the flatulence producers and the fructooligosaccharides. Fructooligosaccharides, they contain fructose and glucose, and they have branches with a lot of fructoses, and inulin is included in these oligosaccharides. And then we have the complex polysaccharides, such as fiber. We have both soluble and insoluble fiber. And talking about fiber, we have mechanical and metabolic benefits of fiber. 25 grams a day of fiber is necessary for our digestion, our proper digestion, because fiber, when hydrated, it will help us with constipation. But if we do not hydrate fiber, it will do the opposite. So we have to get fiber in because it's beneficial for us. It will also be used as food for our microbiota in the colon. Daily consumption of 25 grams of fiber a day is more than enough. Talking about the sugars in our bloodstream, the glycemia should be around 70 to 110 milligrams per 100 milliliters. We have to know that there are hypoglycemic and hyperglycemic hormones. The hypoglycemic main hormone is the insulin, and the hyperglycemic hormones are the glucagon, which is the contrary to insulin, created in the pancreas, and the neurotransmitters such as adrenaline and noradrenaline, and cortisol as well is a hyperglycemic hormone. Then we have digestion and absorption. Okay, so digestion of carbohydrates. In the mouth, we have the saliva. The saliva has the amylase, and the amylase basically is destroying those bonds between glucose molecules in the starches, and is basically creating dextrins. In the duodenum, the pancreatic juice with amylase as well. So we have the saliva and the pancreatic juice with the amylase. Amylase is doing that, is breaking bonds between sugars to get the sugars alone and be able to absorb them better. In the small intestine, we have the intestinal juice with disaccharides. Basically is we have, because amylase is not perfect and cannot give us monosaccharides always, and so maybe we are left with some disaccharides, which are two molecules of sugar together, as I said here. Disaccharides are sucrose and maltose and lactose. And with the desaccharadases, we can destroy that bond and have monosaccharides to absorb them better. And talking about absorption, we have the absorption in the jejunum of glucose and galactose together, as I said in the last video, and fructose alone. Then the metabolism. The metabolism, well, energy production mainly, anaerobic or aerobic, and energy storage as muscle and liver glycogen, and as fats. Yes, because we can synthesize fat from carbohydrates. And this is the metabolism of fructose and galactose. For the metabolism of glucose, check my video on glucose metabolism in the metabolism series of videos I have in my channel. I have a playlist talking about that in depth. For now, fructose is converted in fructose 1-phosphate and fructose 1-phosphate to glucose 1-phosphate, and then glucose 1-phosphate to glycogen or gluconeogenesis or energy production as ATP, depending on the circumstances of the body. Galactose gets converted into galactose 1-phosphate and then to glucose 1-phosphate and glucose 1-phosphate to UDP glucose, and this can create glycogen. Okay, so that was it for the carbohydrates. This nutrient is very important, and it should be a big part of our diet as it's the main energy source we have, and I hope you understood well how we digest carbohydrates and how we absorb them and what we can do with them in our metabolism. Again, for more information you can check my playlist on metabolism. I hope you liked the video. Share this video to more people to let them know how carbohydrates work and what those are. And thank you for watching. See you on the next one, in which we are going to talk about proteins. Bye.